Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite animes of all time. So you know it's obvious I had to talk about one of the greatest shit talkers of all time, aka the one and only Yusuke Urameshi. And you probably think, oh, this person talks shit better. No, this person talks shit better. You're wrong. So shut up and sit there while I explain what the fuck is going on. So if you don't know how one of these videos go, let me explain. So I talk about 3 different fights this nigga Yusuke had, being win, lose, or draw. And by the end of the video, I tally up all the fights to see if I truly overly glaze him or not, which I don't do. But that's not the point. Now with all that context out the way, let's talk about one of the greatest spirit detectives of all fucking time. Alright, so first fight we got is Yusuke versus Suzaku. This fight showed me that these niggas at Yu Yu Hakusho got some crazy ass powers. So let's get into it. So after Yusuke and them boys beat the fuck out of the first 3 Saint Beasts, we get to the final one, Suzaku. And this nigga over here is in a tower like he Rapunzel and shit. So they had to find out a way to get my nigga Yusuke into that bitch. And so after they got that nigga Yusuke into the tower, we end up finally meeting that nigga Suzaku. And he really clean as hell. Like, look at him. But we not here to talk about how clean this nigga is, cause this nigga over here talking shit about Keiko. And you already know that nigga Yusuke not fucking with that. So Yusuke already on his ass, rushing the fuck out that nigga, throwing like 100 punches in 1 second. But this nigga Suzaku is really blocking that shit with 1 hand. And then he dodges this nigga Yusuke's punch and jumps in the air. And this is where shit get out of hand. Cause while this nigga Suzaku is floating in the air, this nigga Yusuke charges up all reliable. And it looks like this nigga Suzaku is done. But then this nigga Suzaku punches the spirit gun. Like, who is this nigga feeling like? So after that, he basically told this nigga Yusuke that shit wasn't nothing. And then proceeds to charge up his own attack. And you're probably wondering why this shit looks so familiar. Because this nigga's basically doing a Chidori! Like, look at him. He's basically stands up the same way. Like, Kakashi, sue this nigga. Even though Kakashi be stealing shit himself. But that's not the point. So after he was done charging it, he tried to attack Yusuke. But Yusuke tried to jump up in the air to try to get away from it, but it was too late. Suzaku hit his ass with that shit and fried him. Had my nigga Yusuke down bad. You really thought you could come in here and fuck with me? Your ass must be hurting now, right? Hey, but you did better than them other niggas, so I'll at least give you that, little nigga.
Damn it, he's annoying. And that damn bird, too. I gotta find a way to dodge that damn lightning, though.
Don't get up too quick, because I don't want to kill you yet. Not until after you see your gal die, that is.
I'm tired of your fake copycat ninja ass talking, you damn bastard. I'm not letting shit happen to Keiko. So if you think I'm going down like a bitch, you thought wrong. So let's do this, you bitch ass nigga.
So now Suzaku is charging up the same attack again. So when he launched it, this nigga Yusuke blocked it with his shoes. But that was just to distract that nigga Suzaku, because he actually blocked it with spirit energy. So when Yusuke finally catches him, he rocks this nigga with a nasty ass right hook. And it seems like this nigga Yusuke got the upper hand, because he has Suzaku back against the corner trying to block all of his attacks and shit. And then Yusuke hits the whistle away, and then he tries to dive for it like he was going for a fumble. But Suzaku ends up intercepting him and rocking his ass. But Yusuke ain't going down without a fight, because he ends up sweeping his leg, grabbing onto him, and then slamming him into a wall. Which was dumb, because this nigga Suzaku proceeds to shock this nigga again. And this is where the bullshit starts happening again, because Suzaku decides to bust out another attack. So he puts his hands together, and you want to know what he did? This nigga proceeds to hit a shadow clone jutsu. First he did the Chidori, now he's doing the shadow clone jutsu. Like, what's next? A Rasengan? But let's get back to more important matters, because they about to jump my nigga Yusuke. So Suzaku and the clones start charging up lightning arrows, and he's really trying to end this nigga Yusuke. But my dog not going down like a bitch, because he's dodging, blocking, and punching them shits away. But one of them end up catching my nigga off guard. So now he got my dog held down, forcing him to look at Keiko get chased around. And while that's happening, he's shocking this nigga. And it looks like he killed Keiko, and he was hurt, not knowing what the fuck to do, until he heard a voice in his head talking to him, giving him hope, kinda.
Hey dumbass, lock in, you idiot.
Get out of my head, you bitch.
Just remember your training, you little shit. You know for good ass little nigga. You always thought shit was easy, right? Now look at your ass, struggling.
If I wanted to hear somebody spit spiritual nonsense at my ass, I would go to Twitter. So just shut up and help me. I'm killing myself over here.
Good, that means you're trying harder.
Has your old ass gone senile?
No, it's actually called hard work. Your little ass can learn from it. You thought shit was easy, right? Now that shit gets hard, you wanna give up.
Shut your ass up! Just cause you're old doesn't mean anything.
Look at you, just doing half-ass shit.
I'll show you half-ass.
Ha ha! Your ass actually needs to learn how to care about something. Because if you did, your ass wouldn't be on the ground.
So when Suzaku was about to finish off Yusuke, my nigga finally found his main character power boost and hit this nigga with a spirit energy explosion. So now my nigga Yusuke free and he's stronger than ever. And they tried to jump that nigga Yusuke again, but Suzaku didn't have enough energy to do that shit. And Yusuke right took advantage of that and hit their ass with a shotgun, getting all 7 Suzakus. And so now that nigga Yusuke is out of spirit energy, but he's still going trying to get that whistle. And he almost got it, but Suzaku ass came back again. And he ends up taking the clone's power and giving it back to himself. And then made the clones again. Man, if I was that nigga Yusuke, I would've been shitting. Cause you're telling me he can can get his powers back from the clones and then make more clones? Come on. And so now they charging up lightning arrows again and shooting this nigga. And all that nigga Yusuke can do is just take it. But something went wrong with Suzaku's attack, and it was from that nigga Yusuke's first spirit gun. Cause when he hit it away, it ended up hitting his antenna. So he ended up missing half of his attack. And so now him and his clones are charging one more attack up. And Yusuke ran out of options, so he decided to use his life energy instead. And now he's fighting against Suzaku's last attack and hit their ass with a full charge shotgun attack. Finally ended this nigga Suzaku for good. But he ended up sacrificing his own life for that shit. But the Goku bar came in clutch, so we don't gotta worry about that. And the win is a win, so throw one up on that board for my nigga Yusuke. So let's get to this next fight. Alright, so next fight we got is Yusuke versus Chu. And that nigga Chu is really an issue, so I'm not about to waste no time. So we start off after this nigga Zero literally gets turned into a stain on the wall by that nigga Hiei. And they're trying to figure out who about to go next. But them niggas say they not trying to stay after that shit, so they try to run. But they got caught midway through the tunnel and got slimed out. And they trying to figure out who did that shit. But then they just see a drunk nigga stumbling through the tunnel. And it's that nigga Chu, and he on bullshit. This nigga killed a whole bottle and fell off the side of the ring. And they already peeped that he was different from the rest of them. And so now Timmy and Meshi gotta figure out who about to go next. But my dog Yusuke finally woke up because he smelled the alcohol on this nigga, which is crazy as hell. So then Chu killed another bottle after taking it from a nigga in the crowd, and bro ass swaying back and forth looking dangerous as hell. Cause we all know the niggas who be doing the drunken fist be having them hoes. Cause at the start of the match that nigga Chu was really outspeeding that nigga Yusuke until Chu decided to hit this nigga with a chop, but Yusuke ended up blocking it. But that was Chu's plan all along cause he hit his ass with an uppercut and then chopped Yusuke to the ground. And that shit kinda looking familiar cause I could've sworn a nigga got hit with that shit before. I don't know, that must be my imagination. But let's continue. So Chu is standing over Yusuke now, and almost everybody in the arena couldn't keep up with Chu, so they had to replay that shit. And this replay showed me how much of a problem this nigga Chu was. Cause in that whole sequence, he hit that nigga Yusuke with 5 punches to the gut, knocked his ass into the air, and then chopped him away. And that was just the start of this shit. Cause when Yusuke got him, he tried to rush Chu, throwing punches left and right, and he couldn't connect with any of them. And Chu making that shit look effortless as hell. And then Chu decides to finally attack again, throwing a punch at this nigga, but Yusuke parried that shit. But that shit was all a distraction cause Chu hit his ass with another chop again, then rocking his ass again and then hitting him with another 4-piece combo. Like, I gotta run that shit back. Like, look, he got him with the first one, then proceeds to hit his ass with some shit you get from Bojangles. And Yusuke is shitting, still trying to get offense on this nigga, and Chu is still dodging all of his attacks until Yusuke catches his ass with a sneak right hook. But it was all in vain cause Chu disappeared and then kicked his ass into the stands. And he almost got counted out, but you know Yusuke gotta make that shit dramatic. And now they're both in the middle of the ring, and Yusuke decides to show off his spirit gun, which was a dumb move in my opinion. But it's Yusuke, so what the fuck can you do? So after Yusuke shot it, he only got 3 shots left. And so now both of them are on the same playing field cause they know each other's special moves and shit. But that wasn't Chu's last special attack, cause my nigga pulled out a flask and started drinking from that bitch. And I don't know what he had up in there, some Henny or Patron or something, cause he started tweaking out. But his ass ended up throwing it up so it didn't look like he was doing nothing. But after he got up, he started turning red like he went gear 2 or something. And now Chu is charging up all his energy into his finishing attack. After he was done charging that, they started getting active once again, taking off. And when Chu got the opportunity, he launched that bitch at Yusuke. But Yusuke wasn't going out like a hoe cause he upped the spirit gun and shot at it. And now both of their attacks ended up clashing and canceling each other out. But they wasn't gonna let that stop them cause they ended up charging each other and started throwing them bitches. Now they going back and forth, knocking each other, not even blocking them bitches. Until Chu ended up hitting Yusuke with a nasty ass left hook, sending my nigga flying. And Yusuke ends up recovering, but it was too late cause Chu ends up charging up a whole supernova at this nigga. And when he threw it, it looked like Yusuke was done. Until Yusuke decided he was gonna shoot 2 spirit guns through his attack. And so both of their attacks hit each other. And it looks like both of them got eviscerated by that. But they was both actually in the air, and after landing, they was both exhausted. And so with both of them out of spirit energy, the only thing they got were their hands. And so Chu had an idea to finally end the fight for good. And I don't know how this nigga Yusuke let that drunk nigga convince him. But it is Yusuke, so what did you really expect? Oi, little nigga, you really giving me a tough tussle, aren't you? I fucking hate your voice, but you really giving me a tough ass fight. And we're both out of spirit energy, so what you trying to do next? Well, I got the perfect idea. We can end this real true and right. I ain't no bitch, so let's run it. A good old fashioned knife edge death match. What the hell are you talking about? I don't know why Chu's stabbing the knife into the ground, but let's see what happens next. Alright, little nigga, now take off your shoe and put it in front of the knife. And the only rule in a knife edge deathmatch is you can't move your foot off the knife. Simple as that. Just a simple squabble. Bet. Let's get it then, you bastard. And after they got the green light, they started banging out for one last time. And this shit was just beautiful as hell, just them going back and forth. Like, this fight is just bringing tears to my eyes. Like, I'm getting emotional right now just from looking at it. Like, look at this. Gut punch, uppercut from my nigga Yusuke. This is bringing a grown man to tears. This is just magnificent. But let's get serious again, because they both just even neck and neck. Yusuke throws a right hook, then Chu right immediately hit his ass with a gut punch. And then Yusuke hit his ass with a left hook immediately. Like, you can't tell me these two aren't pitting on a 5-star match. And so after a little more back and forth, Chu finally hits Yusuke with a good ass right hook, and now he's charging up a headbutt at my nigga Yusuke. And Yusuke can't do nothing else but throw a headbutt himself, and both of their headbutts connect. But Chu couldn't take anymore, so he got knocked out for the 10 count. And so Yusuke finally won against Chu, so throw another one up on that board for my nigga. And so with that out the way, let's get to this last fight. Alright, so last fight we got is Yusuke versus Toguro. And this is one of my favorite fights throughout the whole tournament, so let's get this shit started. So we start off after this nigga Toguro killed his older brother. And when I say this nigga killed him, he literally erased this nigga. And with that, we finally start the fight. And this nigga Toguro already starting off with the bullshit. Cause this nigga took off his jacket and then proceeded to go 85% off rip. Like, look at this nigga. He's just towering over this nigga Yusuke. And this nigga body proportions is just crazy. Cause how can your upper body and your lower body be big as hell and then your head little as shit? But I can't talk too much shit cause it is effective as hell. Cause look, he's literally melting these niggas by powering up. So after he got done, he started walking towards my nigga Yusuke. And you know Yusuke not a hoe, so he started charging towards this nigga. And when he got close, he hit Toguro with a gut punch. But Toguro already had an uppercut waiting for him. And now my nigga Yusuke flying back, but that shit not gonna stop him. Cause he recovered and got back on his ass. Charging up a mean ass right hook, but he missed. And Toguro appeared right behind him and almost hit his ass with a nasty punch. But Yusuke midair dodged, spun around his arm, and then kicked him in the head. Like, you gotta look at this shit. This shit is crazy as hell. He dodged his punch midair, spun around his arm, and then kicked him in his face. Like, this is just the start of the fight. Cause right after this nigga Toguro waved his hand, creating a big ass shockwave. And right after he started charging that nigga Yusuke, but he stopped midway. And it's all because he wants Yusuke to show off his full power. And you know it's Yusuke, so he never cared. So he started charging that motherfucker up. But he pump faked that motherfucker and started charging that nigga again. And now he just repeatedly punching him in the gut. And Toguro is just flexing all the damage away. And then winds up another punch at Yusuke, but he missed. And threw another one immediately after that one. Fucking up another portion of the crowd again. Like, these tournament arcs is dangerous as hell. Man, I hate to be in a crowd with these niggas. Like, you telling me I could die from a stray? But hey, you could at least watch a good fight though. Nigga, fuck that. But let's get back on track. Cause after Yusuke dodged it, he tried to rush him again. But Toguro tried to kick Yusuke, but he grabbed his leg and jumped off of it. And then proceeded to kick this nigga in the face again. But it's still doing no damage to this nigga. Cause he flexed it off and immediately tried to punch that nigga Yusuke. But he missed again and ended up destroying the whole ring. But Yusuke used the broken ring as cover and hit that nigga with an upside down spirit gun. And that spirit gun was so strong he fucked up half of the arena while fucking up the wildlife. Like, look at this. This is crazy as hell. And you would think this nigga Toguro is done after getting imprinted inside of a mountain. But no, this nigga's walking through the fire like the T-1000. And the only bit of damage he had was his pants ripped up and he lost his glasses. And he's just walking through the hole like it was nothing. Brushing that shit off saying that's all you got. And then this nigga powered up again, fucking this nigga Yusuke up. Without even touching him, mind you. And this nigga Yusuke got tired of getting beat up, so he decided to stop holding back. And when he released the spirit cuffs, this nigga power was so great it turned into a phoenix. And when it was done flying around, it went back to Yusuke and it powered my nigga up. So when Yusuke was finally full powered, he rushed Toguro again. And Yusuke was just beating on Toguro, just landing hella punches on him. And then he finally ended the combo with a perfect ass uppercut. And he wasn't stopping there because he immediately got on his ass after he knocked him down. And now Yusuke just beating on Toguro, really giving this nigga the work. Until my nigga Yusuke peeped something was wrong with Toguro, and he immediately got off his ass. And everybody's wondering why this nigga Yusuke stopped. Until they see this nigga Toguro walking out the crater unfazed. And y'all gotta peep how this nigga look. Like, look, this nigga looks malnourished. He is literally built like Slender Man. And look at this nigga cut. Like, I seen a couple JRTC niggas with this cut before. Man, I'd hate to see this nigga pull me over. And so now this nigga Toguro is powering up again. And this nigga power was so crazy, he started killing niggas in the crowd randomly. And so he's finally transforming, and this is one of the craziest transformations I've ever seen. Like, this transformation was so crazy, he started blacking out the whole arena. And so after he was done with this nasty ass transformation, he immediately got on my nigga Yusuke ass. And you wouldn't even guess what he did. He proceeds to lift his hand up and flick his thumb at this nigga, knocking my nigga Yusuke back hella far. So you're telling me this nigga got so strong that he could flick his thumb and hurt niggas? Yeah, this nigga is too dangerous. And it didn't stop there because he just kept shooting at Yusuke, and the only thing Yusuke could have did was just block it. And he just stopped after a while. But Yusuke got tired of it, so he charged him with a powered up attack. But this nigga Toguro blocked it with his thumb. And I ain't see this level of disrespect since Goku versus Trunks. So now after blocking that punch, Toguro decided to break that nigga Yusuke's arm. And he just had my dog down terrible. And with no other options, this nigga Yusuke upped the spirit gun again. And when he shot it, you wouldn't believe what the fuck happened. This nigga Toguro proceeds to flex the spirit gun off of his body. Like, you telling me my finishing attack got flexed off? Nah, I'm getting the fuck out of there. So now Toguro just speed blitzed Yusuke and yoke him up by his shirt. And just got my dog hanging, man. And then he just caved that nigga Yusuke shit in. And so after a little bit of dialogue, this nigga Toguro decided to suck all the souls out of the people in the crowd. And these niggas are not trying to stay, they trying to run away. But they ended up blocking off the whole arena. And now everybody is stuck in there. And so these niggas decided to go and attack this nigga Toguro. But y'all already know how that shit gonna go. Like, this nigga literally wiping him out of existence. And Yusuke is trying everything to stop this nigga. But all of Yusuke's attacks ain't doing nothing to him. And so Toguro just backhands this nigga. But you know Yusuke not stopping, so you try to rush him one more time, but Toguro caught his punch. And now he just lifting this nigga Yusuke up and just beating on him now. And now Toguro got Yusuke on the ground and he trying to stomp him out. And he's not getting the power that he wants out of Yusuke. And he wanted to bring that power out, so he decided to go and attack Keiko. But he missed on purpose. And you know Yusuke don't play about Keiko, so he jumped up and punched the hell out of that nigga Toguro. But Toguro just backhands this nigga again. So after that, Genkai came back after possessing that nigga Pooh's body. So she decides to instigate this nigga Toguro by telling him to kill one of Yusuke's friends, so that he could finally let out his full power. And out of everybody he could have chose, he chose my goat Kuwabara. And Yusuke is trying everything to stop Toguro, but he can't. And he's just brushing Yusuke off so he can get the Kuwabara. But my goat finally decided to do something, even if it was stupid.
Y'all niggas stay back. I'm the one he wants. Yo, Koenma, just make sure my funeral's better than your meshes.
Nigga, are you dead ass?
If his ass gonna come after me, I might as well go like the real nigga that I am. Fuck niggas wanna be, but Kuwabara is the realest nigga there is. And every real nigga gotta die one day, so I'ma go out on my own terms. So take this sword, Toguro.
Kuwabara, no!
No! You're meshy. Beat that nigga ass for all of us, Yusuke. Make my death count, nigga.
So after this nigga Toguro killed my goat Kuwabara, Yusuke couldn't take it anymore and he finally powered up. But he didn't care about that because he lost one of his friends. But Toguro happy as hell because he get to have the fight that he finally wanted. So he charges at Yusuke and punches him through the arena wall. But that shit did no type of damage to that nigga Yusuke. But Yusuke don't care about that. He's hurt at the fact that he couldn't protect one of his friends. And Toguro not trying to hear none of that, so he tried to go attack one of his friends again. But Yusuke stopped his ass dead in his tracks. And after a little more dialogue, that nigga Yusuke got tired of this nigga Toguro talking. So he speed blitzed this nigga and punched him so hard he sent him flying and broke his neck. But that wasn't the end of it, because when he sat up, he got hit with a spirit gun straight to his face. But it really didn't faze Toguro. So he fixes his neck and start laughing at the situation. But Yusuke don't care about that. He just want him at full power so he can beat him at his best. So Toguro finally powers up to his actual full power, which still looks disgusting as hell, mind you. But these two are finally getting ready to end this fight for good. And so Yusuke charges up his last spirit gun and shoots it at Toguro. And Toguro just takes that shit head on. And it's just a back and forth between the two. And it can go either way until Toguro used the rest of his strength to crush the spirit gun. And it looked like Yusuke lost until Togoro's body starts cracking and then shatters. Finally ended Toguro for good. And that means my nigga Yusuke won the fight and the tournament. So throw one more up in that board for my nigga. And I see 3 wins. So that means I was right again and I wasn't glazing. So now you can understand why I say this nigga Yusuke is one of the greatest to ever do it. But I'm gonna end the video here. And I know I was supposed to upload sooner, but some shit happened so I couldn't help it. But we here now, so we ain't gotta worry about that. And I've been posting all types of voiceovers on my TikTok that I don't post over here. So if you wanna see that shit, just go to my TikTok real quick. And like I say all the time, I appreciate everybody who fuck with my videos for real. Like I really appreciate y'all. And if you new and you fuck with this, come over and subscribe, nigga. I got better shit on the way. And with all that being said, I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
My whole life is changed since you came in. I knew back then you were that special. I'm so in love, so deep in love. Never came into my life. You are so sweet, no one can compete.
Kuwabara, no!